Okay, Vijay Lakshmi, how are you today?
It was very good day, ma'am. It is a fantastic day. It's a relaxing day because it's a Sunday.
Yeah, I can see you're looking very refreshed today. You're looking very pretty.
Thank you, ma'am. You also. How was your
Okay,
day,
so
ma'am?
my day was busy. Yes, good, good. I spent my day with my family, so yeah, it was very nice. When we spend our day with our family, we feel happy. Yeah. Your video is stuck. Hello. Hi.
Hello,
There was a
ma'am.
pro.
I don't know what kind of things going on nowadays in this application.
Yeah, I think something is happening definitely because you know what happened last time I had a session with someone else and I recorded my video and now I was checking my video this morning and I got to know that my I was not visible over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
sometimes it's happen. Yeah,
yes. So let's see this video. Hopefully it will come good.
yeah, yes, ma'am. Hopefully. So, I want to ask you about the has been or have been. So, yesterday I read some sentences. In that sentences, and also a tutor told
Mm-hmm.
sometimes some verbs we only use in the passive voice.
Yes,
So, try to explain me. Just I try to give you example. He took the example. My whole day has been ruined. So
yes,
he told it is only one way we have to use only the passive voice. Is it correct, ma'am?
yes. We
What
can
kind
use this passive voice as well. If you are using like I have been working since morning. Okay, so you are telling that you are working right now and you have started your work since morning. So you are giving
yeah,
your time frame. So you know this is normal. And if you would like to use has been and have been in your passive voice, it means that that work has done recently done. Okay, if someone asks you, have you invited your boss? You will say, yes, the invitation has been sent. Okay,
yeah, ma'am. In passive voice, we are emphasis on the works, not the doer. So yeah,
yes,
I know that
mhm,
the concept, but I want to ask you in English language there are some specific verbs we can only use only passive voice. Just like the take the ruin, खराब होना, मेरा दिन खराब हो गया.
ruined.
Day,
Yes,
my whole day has been ruined. So,
ruined.
is it correct? We only make in only passive voice.
The day has been ruined, not ruined. Yes.
Okay.
So third
That
form. So if you would like to use has been and have been in passive voice, you need to make sure you use the third form of the verb. Okay,
yeah,
always in passive voice, we use the third form of the verb. So you need to just keep it in your mind. If you would like to say, okay, you have done some kind of work, it has been done by you, so you can use just third form, not the second
yeah.
or first, okay, and not ing. Okay,
Yes, in passive voice we usually use be plus third form. We can say.
yes. Yes. So if you are saying that work has done and whatever you want to say, yes, my day has been spoiled. Who spoiled your day? You don't want to say the name, but you can say, yeah, my day has been spoiled. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. We are only focused on the spoil. We are not mention the doer who did
Yes.
this.
Yes, that's true because it is not necessary all the time because sometimes we have taught, okay, if we want to make active passive, we need to make sure the subject there and object there, but it is not required. You can just say the sentence and like if you are selling some laptop, okay. So in front of your shop you can have a board and you can write over there that the laptop has been repaired here.
Yeah,
रिपेयर नो 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 सॉरी, हो चुकी है, इसका मतलब हो चुके हैं। अगर कोई लैपटॉप है ना, और अगर तुमने लिखना है, इफ यू वांट टू से दैट लैपटॉप यहाँ पे रिपेयर होते हैं, तो यू शुड राइट द लैपटॉप्स आर रिपेयर्ड हेयर।
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
but if someone asks and come and ask, okay, what about my laptop? So you can say if it's been repaired, you say yeah, it has been repaired. Yeah,
it repair. Yes,
it
yeah.
has been repaired, मतलब उसको सही किया जा
कर
चुका
दिया
है,
गया, कर
कर
दिया
दिया
गया.
गया है। हाँ
Yes, by someone we are not mention here the name of the
yes
doer.
yes yes yes, the work
Yeah,
has been done,
the
but
work
we
has
are
been
not mentioning the name. Okay, the
name.
food has been cooked, but we are not mentioning who is the cook.
Yeah, yes,
Yes.
yes. So we can use the passive voice, but I think there is a no specific things about the verbs. Any verb we can use in the passive voice, and we can use also the active voice.
It's not like that. In active voice, you can just use what is like that. Okay. Um, uh, in active voice, we say the normal thing now, but when we make it passive, then we don't mention the name. There's no requirement of the subject or object. You need to just say that, okay, the work has been done. So you need to use always a third form of the verb. I just told you,
Mm.
na. Okay,
Yes,
just
yes,
always you need to keep in your mind, okay, if I'm using passive voice, I need to make sure I use the third form of the verb always.
yeah, yes.
Okay,
We take example of marriage verb. So we usually use in the passive voice.
sorry, can you say it again?
The marriage verb we usually use in the passive voice.
Passive voice, yes yes, the third form of the verb we use in the passive voice. That's
Got
all.
married.
Yes,
They
if you
are
say
got married.
okay, उसका नाम रखा है, अभी आपने उसका नाम रखा, तो you will say yeah, the name has been given,
The name has been
उसका
given.
नाम
Yes.
दिया जा चुका है। ठीक है,
Yes. B
अगर
plus
आपने
third. Yes.
yes, yeah, it has been given. So always you need to make sure that when I say okay, it is not required. इसकी जरूरत नहीं है ना. It is
Yeah.
not required. I'm using
Yes.
third form of the verb. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Yes, ma'am. So some verbs we usually and some situation we can say that time
Yes.
we are not necessary to mention the name of any doer person who
Yes.
did this
Yes.
kind of activity.
That's true. If I would like to just give you a scenario, if sometimes what happened, uh, just for example, one of your friends, she approached you and asked, Vijay Lakshmi, why you didn't come to that party yesterday? And but you will not say na, oh, she did not invite me, that's why I didn't come. Yes, but you will say, I wasn't invited. I
I
wasn't invited. That's all.
Yes.
मुझे बुलाया नहीं, मुझे इनविटेशन नहीं दिया गया था, मुझे बुलाया नहीं गया था. But you cannot just say straight away, okay, she didn't call me. That's why she didn't invite me. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you instead of that, you would say, it is like you showing you're more etiquette. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, you are not mentioning the name. You're just saying, okay, I wasn't invited. And sometimes what happened, another scenario, if your boss approached to you and say, Vijay Lakshmi, um, you haven't finished this work yet. And what you would say, sir, it wasn't given to me. Okay, it wasn't told. No, it wasn't told me. Yes, मुझे बोला नहीं गया था, मुझे बताया नहीं गया था. I wasn't told. I wasn't told. Not it wasn't. Sorry, I wasn't told. If I say if your boss approach and say, Vijay Lakshmi, still the work is pending. What you are doing whole day? This is very important work. You're supposed to do that first. And say, sir, I I have no idea. I wasn't told about it.
I
Yes,
wasn't told.
you will not mention the name of the person, but you say, I wasn't told about it. So that way you are not creating any kind of conflict between your colleagues, and your boss will understood, okay, what you want to say that. Okay, it will be understood by your boss. Okay, so she wanted to tell me that this person didn't tell her about this job. Okay, so
Yeah.
he will understand well. Okay, you need not to mention the name.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. That is the reason we are using the passive voice.
Yes, yes, yes.
We should
Okay.
show the some etiquettes and some, you can say,
Yeah,
the good
yeah,
manner.
because you don't want to mention the name, and especially when you are working in some companies, one of the companies, and you just want to show your etiquette, you want to maintain your professionalism. So you, instead of saying blaming someone, and these things is not done, what is happening, so simply you can say, I wasn't told about it. It was
Yeah.
not in my information. Nobody informed me about it. Okay, so
We
something
are just
else
avoid
like
to take the name of any straightforward.
yes, yes, yes. So there are few ways you can just mention like, yes, I wasn't told. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Wasn't
all.
told. I
It
wasn't.
happened one time. One of my colleagues, he said, "Hey ma, risk assessment." Because I was on a holiday at that time, she messaged me and she said, "Hey ma, risk assessment. Have you done that? If you have done, can you just email to me?" Then I said, "Oh my goodness, I am off today. I'm not at work today." And nobody told me about it. So simply I wrote a message and I say, I wasn't informed about that.
I wasn't
Yes.
informed.
So
Yes.
that's all. Finish. So
Yeah.
all done. If I could say, oh yeah, you didn't tell me before, I could have done this before otherwise, so it will create some conflict between me and my staff. So rather than, if I want to avoid that conflict, I can use this, and everybody can use this. I used that already, I just said you. So this is a very easy way to express yourself, with etiquettes and professional. You maintain your professionalism, like, yes, I am professional and I need to use professional language when I'm dealing with my colleagues and my seniors, even with my clients. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. When I was learning the passive voice in the prospect of the examination, so that time I just remember B plus third form. I have to make B plus third form in the passive voice. In the writing section, I can do easily, but in the terms
Mhm.
of speaking, it is not easy for me. So, can you
Yes,
give me the tips or tricks? How can I practice in the speaking? Now, just you told me today, it's a good manner to say we should
yes.
maintain some etiquette also. So how can we practice in day-to-day life? Yeah, it is very good way. We should not avoid conflict and we should not say something in a straightforward way. So
Yes.
yeah, how can we practice in the daily speaking and how can we utilize the passive voice in the daily practice?
Passive voice actually we don't use in our daily conversation, because this is a passive verb. But as I told you about the scenarios, if you want to avoid the conflict, and if you are working in office, so more often we use this in formal language. Okay, so
Yeah,
you can just write couple of the scenarios.
in our classroom we can use, our workplace we can use also.
Yes,
Sometimes in a
that's
joint
true.
family we can use.
Yes, yes, yes. Like if you, for another example, if principal approach you and say, Vijayalakshmi, why this file is here? It's supposed to be at my desk. And you said, sir, um, I wasn't told about that. I have to finish this file earlier. So it wasn't in my knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can create some scenario. Okay, if you would like to practice, create some scenario, write down. Okay, you don't just write down, okay, this is the active, I have to transfer this into passive voice. Don't do like that. That way you won't be able to learn. Even you will be able to understand the rules better, but you won't be able to implement. So if you are not able to execute what you are learning, that way you won't be able to keep those rules in your practice. Okay, so if you want to use those rules in your practice, you need to make sure that you just write the relevant sentences which you can use in your day-to-day life. Like you are working in a school, so if you have kind of scenario I have given you, so use those scenario. Okay, someone approach me and ask this question, how can I use those words in passive voice so I can avoid the conflict and I can maintain the privacy and respect, whatever you can say. So you can just write couple of the sentences, like if your son say, mom, what are you cooking today? You say, oh, I just cook rice and dal. And your son would say, mom, I no, I don't eat these, and something like that. And you can just write down what you can say instead of that. You say, oh, um I wasn't told about it. Yes. So
Yeah,
you should
yeah,
have told me. This is the normal way. You should have told me. But you say you should have told me, that it means you are blaming. And your son
yeah,
would say, oh my goodness, mom,
yeah,
she's supposed to know this. She's my mom. Yes. But if you say, oh, I wasn't told about this, my son, otherwise I would cook that for you.
yeah,
Yes, that way you are approaching very nicely. You are maintaining your respect and etiquettes and the love between you and your son. So if you say you should have told me, that means you are being a little bit rude. Yes, but if you
yeah,
say, "Oh, I haven't told about that. Otherwise, I would like to cook this for you." So write down some sentences kind of that, and some scenario you can use it. Write down, okay, which you can use in your daily life. If it is relevant to you, as I told you in our previous session, if it not relevant to your daily life, you won't be able to remember it. So you need
yeah,
to make sure whatever you are learning, you need to connect those rules in your daily routine, daily life. Okay, if you are not just connecting those rules with your daily routines, with your daily life, that way you won't be able to remember and you won't be able to use it. So just write, it is up to you now. This is your job. Think about that. Okay, what sentences usually you use in passive voice, in even direct voice, and it sound like you are creating kind of conflict, how you can avoid it. So write those sentences in passive voices.
yeah,
Okay,
yes,
and start using that. Okay, if
yes,
this is very easy, if you don't want to learn passive voice, it is very easy. If someone approach you and say something, you say, "Oh, I wasn't told that. I wasn't told that." This is normal. And also, you can say, if someone say, "Okay, why you didn't come to that party?" You say, "I wasn't invited." And
mhm,
if someone say, "Okay, have you done this work?" So you can say, "Yeah, the work has been done." Yes.
yeah, yes. I
Okay.
wasn't informed. Yes,
The
ma'am.
email has been sent. Okay,
Mm,
if your boss say, "Hey, Vijay Lakshmi, did you send an email to that client or someone?" And you could say that, "Yes, the email has been sent." Yeah, rather than say, "Oh yes, yes, I sent it." It sounds like little bit informal,
fear.
but you say, "Yes, sir, the email has been sent." That's
Yeah,
all. Yeah. So,
yes,
and try to use your natural voice. Okay.
ma'am.
Body
Yes,
gestures, tone of voice, and try to use those more often in your sentences. So these are the couple of things which you can use more often while you using, and when you having conversation with your boss or son or whoever you would like to have a conversation regarding that some kind of scenario I have given you, and to avoid the conflict. So these are really very good. I love passive voice actually.
yes, ma'am. I also
Mm.
like, and I used to in my conversation more and more, but sometimes I stuck in
Yes.
passive voice because we
So
haven't
now
any.
is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
But I
yes, it,
can, because we having just 10 half an hour session, in half an hour session, it is very hard to explain. So when we have couple of things, I would give you some kind of PDF or like a sentences, then I check your sentences, then I rectify you. That way you will have strong memory and you will be able to use those sentences in your daily life. But because we are just having a conversation at this moment, yes, this kind of session, and it is very hard to explain, but I think it will be okay for you now to understand. Yeah.
Ma'am, today in this conversation, I have a clarity. We should now maintain the some etiquettes, and that time in that scenario, we should use the passive voice. And when we avoid the conflict, and when we show the respect, so also we can use passive voice. Otherwise, I am thinking it is, we can say, the tough type of the structure of the English language, and I usually try to use, but sometimes if I made mistake, people judge us and we avoid.
Mhm.
We haven't
It is
any much practice.
avoid it. Better to avoid it. If you just keep it in your mind, okay, they are making fun of me. That way you won't be able to speak anything. So just avoid it and try to learn each day something new and implement that. And if you are getting any feedback or suggestion from someone, you need to make sure you execute those suggestions and ideas. That way you will be able to learn because we have knowledge but we are not able to execute. Okay,
Execute.
so if we are just keeping in all the information in our mind, okay, we know that rule and I am fine with that. I need not to just go and I need to learn something new, as I told you before. That way, you won't be able to implement those rules. So you need to make sure whatever knowledge you have, implement that because all those knowledge are in your mind already, but in passive forms it's,
Yeah.
these informations are not active, so you make sure you make those informations in active mode and try to use those information what you have already within you in your mind. Okay,
Yeah.
and also you learn something new. I'm not saying you need not to learn something new, but you need to make sure you whatever you are learning that is related to what information you have already. So you
Or-
will be in the better position to connect all the informations together. And when you will be able to connect all the informations together, that way you will be able to learn and implement those rules in your action. Yeah.
Yes, yes, definitely. So, shall we wrap up our session? I think
Yes,
it's
okay. All right. Bye
I
bye. Take
it,
care.
it was a nice
Enjoy.
to you, ma'am.
Okay. Bye. What's happening?